Hi again. Okay, this is going to be exercise 10-1. Now, let's just show you a couple things with 10-1. Let me get it centered on our screen first. 10-1 is meant to teach you how to use the hatching tool. Now, it's really easy to do. Watch this. I'm going to simply lay out some construction lines. I'm not even going to look at my book. Basically what's happening is this is a hasp or a hitch, clevis mount. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be for sure, but basically it's a bolt through. Okay, bolt or pin through here, bolt or pin through here, and then we're doing a cross-sectional view of it over here. In other words, it's as if we cut it vertically and put it all over here. So we're going to show you how to do this real fast. Now, first off, I'm just going to make a couple lines. I'm going to come off right there at the quadrant, okay, right there at that midpoint of that arc, and I'm just going to take it out straight out to my right and drop it off. I'm going to come up straight off the end point of this baseline they gave me and bring it up here to perpendicular to that. That's about as hard as this is going to get. I'm going to bring this and straight up off the other end point, up here about 2/3 of the way up. Then I'm going to come off this quadrant right here and straight through. Now, here's the deal. I need to do an offset. That is from the midpoint here to the end there, because I want that much of an offset right there. Okay, let me undo that and let you see it again. Okay. I bumped the help menu button when I reached for the escape key. Alright, let's show you how to do that again. Okay, so what I did is I went offset. I picked a distance of midpoint to end. I picked this line right here, and I picked anywhere to the left of it. That's it. Now if I trim and I select, say these two lines, I trim out this piece and this piece, that gives me a start. Now if I trim again, I select these lines here, I can get rid of that, I can get rid of this, I can get rid of this piece, and I can get rid of that piece. There's our shape. That's the profile of it. Now, we do need to be able to see those holes through it, but instead of being hidden lines like usual, they're actually cut lines. So we're going to do a line right off the quadrant to perpendicular, right off the quadrant to this one to perpendicular. Same thing down here. Now all I'm doing is hitting my enter key twice after I click. So I go quadrant to end point, or to perpendicular, click, and then I hit enter to get out, and enter once more to go back. Now the only other thing I'm going to do is trim. I'm going to use this line here and this line here. And then I've hit my enter key, and I'm going to get rid of all these lines right here. That's it. That's the shape right there. Now I just need to hatch in here. Now, hatching shows where material's been cut. So, because this is a hole, there's not going to be material cut. It's air. So material, air, material, air, material. Okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to change my layer right here so you can see what I'm doing. Hatch. I'm going to use the hatch command, which is just H. Now I'm just going to drag my cursor over and pick in the middle of that. It's like flood fill in paint. So I just click in the middle of it, click in the middle of it, click in the middle of it. Hit enter. That's it. I'm hatched. Okay. Last thing I do is I want to come back up here, change it to my, say, center line. And I am going to draw a center line through the middle of this. Now it should line up with the middle of this center line right here, because it is the same center line. So I'm just going to eyeball them for right now. I'm just going to bring that back and about like so. That's okay. I'm going to stretch it from this end back over here until it just pokes out about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, somewhere in there. Like I said, I'm just doing it by eye right now, just because this is just for exercise to get you used to this. Now, last thing I do is put a cut line through here. Now, what happens is we cut and then we turn it. So we have to cut and put an arrow on it the direction we're going to turn it. So I'm going to use our cutting plane line, and in this case I'm going to use a polyline. So I'm going to start with the polyline. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to drag it out. Now see how thick my polyline is? That's pretty freaking thick. Watch this. If I type in W for width, and I go 0, and then I tell it to be, say 0.25. There's an arrowhead. So I just pull it back about 3/8 of an inch, 0.375. And then I change my width again, W. This time I'm going to change my width to be 0.125. And it's going to be an ending width of the same. So there I've got a half thickness line. I'm going to bring it out here till I'm perp to this line, all the way through my part, and then I'm going to go back this way about yet far, and then I'm going to go width again, and this time I'm going to go reverse, 0.25, enter, 0, enter. And I'm going to point it out this way until it go 0.375. There's my cut plane line. Now, that's it. That shows my cut plane. Now, this line is a little over thick. I probably should have gone at, say, a 1/16 of an inch for it, but you see what I'm doing. Okay, that's all you got to do with it. I'd change that to 0.0625 next time, this thinner part of the line, but leave this as 0 and 0.25, and I'm good to go. Thanks for your time. We'll see you later.